Q&A. We are going to go over a ton of questions that you guys asked to figure out who the heck we are and what's going on here on our little farm. So we're gonna have categories, and I'll post them in the description below at what minute point they're going to start, so you can skip ahead if you want to.
Ooh, that's smart.
Yeah. I'm a pretty smart person.
When did you guys start YouTube?
2014 or so, when I needed somewhere to put videos for my blog, and it was just until about a year ago that we started to actually post frequently on it. Yeah, and post our lives and all that stuff.
Our names and ages.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah, like Kevin is almost 40.
Yep.
And I'm almost 37.
Yes.
That's right. Is that right? I always forget how old I am. You know, it's like you don't think about it when you're older. Our kids' ages, Ethan is almost 15 and Lydia is almost 13. All right, Kevin, you're good at this one. What does the name Weed 'em and Reap mean?
All right. Well, it plays off the thing read 'em and weep when you're playing cards. So basically, it's you weed 'em out of the garden, pull the weeds, and then you reap the benefits.
What do you mean playing cards? You mean it's just a pun, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, like when you're playing cards, you'll be like, read 'em and weep.
Weed 'em and weep.
Okay, got it. Well, anyway, it was just a pun that I found, and I thought it would apply good if you said it backwards to farming. So sorry if it's a little bit confusing, but we like it.
Do you have YouTube friends or do any collaborations?
We do know some YouTubers, but we're pretty new to the platform. So like Art and Bree, Guildbrook Farms, and Dirt Patch Heaven. We also had the Rhodes family visit us a couple months ago, and so that was fun to get to know them actually and see them in real life.
Does Shay Elliott do a little bit?
I mean, Shay's a personal friend in real life, but and we've tried to encourage her to do YouTube, and she's done a little bit. So I guess she could be considered a YouTuber for sure.
Okay. What editing program do you use?
All right, so I know a lot of people use Adobe Premiere Pro, but I like to keep it simple with iMovie. I've always found it to be really great.
Oh yeah.
What are the downsides to having a YouTube channel? I actually don't think there are really hardly any downsides.
Yeah.
I mean, aside, I was nervous that there would be all these like crazy mean people on YouTube, but I've been really impressed with the community. I feel like everybody has been super, super nice and welcoming and like become friends now.
How do you get lots of subscribers?
I don't know if we have like an insane amount of subscribers to really like give advice on it. I just know that consistency, no matter what you do, pays off. So that's what we've tried to do, fit it in and get it done. What part of Arizona do we live in?
Phoenix. What was your biggest challenge starting an urban farm in the desert?
Pretty much the water. Like we don't have a lot of rainfall. It's, what is it, like 9 inches per year or something like that. So it is a big challenge. Our trees are always needing to be really cared for closely. That's probably the biggest challenge.
Yep. What type of grass grows in your backyard?
Bermuda. If you could homestead anywhere, would you stay where you are or would you move somewhere else? We get asked this a lot, but we love it here. We love it here, even with its challenges. We were both raised here.
8 months out of the year has really good weather.
We feel like the grass is greener. You know, there's gonna be challenges anywhere you go, so we don't feel like there's gonna be one perfect place to live in. And we honestly hate to travel, and so if we're gonna stay home, we better just stay around where family is.
That's
so
true.
we don't have to travel.
Yeah,
That's
true.
basically it. So people have always asked us too if we thought about buying land and like having a bigger operation, but we were just talking about this today that, you know, in the area we live in the Phoenix area, there are a lot of 1 acre kind of mini farm situations like where we live, and there's not a lot more. If we go really far out, we might find 2-3 acres, and if we go really, really far out, we could find huge acreage, but it's not gonna have irrigation, which is a huge thing when it comes to water. So we don't wanna go buy 10-20 acres and just have desert. I guess we could go north and we could go into the mountains and become mountain people, but
yeah, if we really wanted to specialize and have cows and bigger animals, then you need lots more land.
But we also have always loved the idea of just like a small manageable operation. We've never really wanted to just kill ourselves with tons and tons and tons of work. We feel like this is enough work as it is. So this question's really good because I think there are some people that are just like, well, why would you do that? Why would you raise chickens? Why would you have goats and all that? And we just do it basically because it's the best, healthiest option. If you go to the store and you purchase, you know, a dozen eggs, it's way more expensive. We found it was super affordable. We could get, our eggs are about $1 a dozen, and they're free range, organic. Then with our goat's milk, I think I figured it out to be about $1 a gallon. Whereas if we wanted to buy this quality of milk, I know here it's like $16 a gallon for goat's milk, but you know, there just aren't a lot of sources here for eggs and milk that are affordable. So we're like, hey, let's do it ourselves. It's also like just enjoyable to have a farm and garden and like grow your own food. It's really cool.
Is the 1 acre including the house?
Yep.
How long have you been doing this?
We've been farming for about 10 years now. 10 years. It'll be 10 years in July.
Wow. What is the hardest part of taking care of all the animals?
And our daily challenge, probably just, I would say, I don't know. Is it hard?
You have to milk every day, twice a day.
I don't think that consistency is hard. I think the big projects that you want to accomplish are hard to really bring together. It's just exhausting to try to figure it all out.
Yeah.
What are our favorite things to do and our favorite part of it?
Favorite things to do? I like just going around, visiting each animal.
I like, honestly, cleaning up and organizing everything and like planting in rows. I love doing all that stuff.
Clean lines.
Clean lines. Perfect.
Just like our kitchen.
Perfection. Somebody asked about a morning routine. We're gonna link to a video that we did on that. All right, so what happened to the ducks? Why do we hate ducks? Why do we hate them so bad? Ducks are really hard to keep with chickens. Ducks are just, they're a mess. They poop, they're loud. They're just a totally different experience than chickens, and I don't really like them.
Don't give as many eggs.
So it's not that we hate ducks, we just hate them.
And they did eat our banana tree.
They did! Ah!
They ate it
was
half.
a plantain tree, actually, but
a big old
still.
6-inch trunk, and they just used their bill and cut it completely in half.
How many goats have we owned at any one time? This is probably the most we've had, having 5 goats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about your old goats and where they are now. I thought this would be funny to try to remember all of our goats. Can you remember them? Okay, so Princess. Angel Cake. There was that fat one.
Yeah, the big Nubian, what's her name?
Tivia. There was Tivia. Yeah, we had Tivia. Then there was that black goat with the horns that we hated that almost gouged you in the ear.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Lacey.
Ah.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say the name right, but it is like a French name.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of goats. It's not that we've like killed them all or eaten them all. It's just that they've gotten old, or
you sell them to the next person if you don't like their udder and different things because you want to.
So everybody was really interested in how old our goats are. Gosh, like, I don't know. Luna's definitely the oldest.
Yeah, she's probably 4 or 5.
I'll go look it up and I'll type it here. So right now we have Luna, and then we have Penny.
Penny's probably 3.
And then we have Doris and Mabel that are the same age, exact same age. And then we have Tilly.
Tilly,
the last one,
is 1 year and 3 months.
Yeah, so she's the youngest. And then I don't know about the ages of the chickens. They're all about 2, 3 years old. How many babies has Luna had?
I think we've done 2 breeding cycles.
No, more than 2. We've done, not 2, she's old, you're forgetting.
I know, but she's old, but it's been 2.5 years since we did it, and she's still in milk.
Yeah, that's true.
Nubians can sometimes go a long time.
Yeah, this goat, man, she's never gonna stop milking. I'm gonna make a guess, then I'll go double check it. I'm gonna guess, like, she's had 8, 10. She had a quad one time, she had 4. Remember the 4?
Oh, yeah.
Total babies.
Total babies. I think it's only been 2 times that she had babies, though.
No, it's been like 3 or 4 or 5.
Maybe.
Okay, we're gonna look it up, guys. We're gonna put it down below because
we did mini Nubians once.
We did, remember? See, there were 3 in that one. She's had a lot. What animal is your favorite? Oh, Doris all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Doris is my absolute favorite goat.
She is amazing.
She is the sweetest. She's like sweet, but she doesn't nibble on you. See, the downside is sometimes you'll have a really, really friendly goat, then they chew on you constantly and you can't even pet them. Like Tilly.
I really like Luna too, even though she looks like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, she's special.
She's
our girl. Gotta keep her. Oh, Luna. What are our future plans and why don't we keep the baby goats? Well, our future plans for the goats is to keep the 4 main milking goats, which would be Penny, Doris, Mabel, and Tilly, and then retire Luna. So whether Luna goes to a new farm, like to be a companion animal for like a donkey or a horse, or whether she stays here, we're just gonna kind of like
play it by ear.
Play it by ear. She might stay here and just graze. Why don't we keep any baby goats? Because if we did, we would have a baby goat plantation.
We would
have hundreds of goats. Yeah, and so we just have to sell them. We only have ever kept the ones that are really, really fantastic lines, and only if we really need a doe, like to raise another milking goat. We get this question a lot. What are any other future animals? Like, do we want any other animals on the farm?
Oh, yeah.
People always ask about a cow.
No.
And well, for a while we thought about it, and there were those miniature like jerseys that we thought about bringing here, but ultimately it was just going to be too much work to try to take care of a big animal.
They're still about 500 pounds, I think.
Yeah, and you know, it was the amount of milk. Like, even a miniature Jersey can produce like 3 gallons a day, and we just don't need that much milk. We get probably a gallon a day from our goats, and that's plenty for us. A half gallon, and that's plenty for us.
Yeah.
You know, people have asked about if we wanted a cat or rabbits or even another dog or pigs. No to the cat. We've had cats before, and we don't like cats. We're not cat
Not
people.
a purpose doesn't give us milk or anything.
Until they figure out how to milk a cat, I guess we're not gonna have cats. Kevin doesn't really like cats. I don't like him in the house, and it's really hard for us to keep him outside because of the doggy door. We will probably get rabbits and raise some rabbits. There's a big challenge here in Arizona because it's so hot.
Oh, yeah.
And so every year, what most people around here have to do is basically eat all the rabbits that are left before the hot months, and they just save like a female and a buck, and then they'll bring it inside and just keep it inside until breeding season again. And we're not sure if we want to handle that big task. People have also asked us about bees.
Oh yeah, bees are a fun one we've considered.
We have considered it a bunch. We just we'd have to get a license because we're in the city, and also the heat poses another problem. A lot of the bees here become Africanized. I'm thinking that will be more for like when our kids are grown up and we have more time on our hands. With a pig, the good news is that we can actually raise exotic breeds. So we can't raise like a standard big pig, but we can raise the smaller ones. So
potbelly or
like the coonies.
Coonies.
So we've thought about doing that. That's a definite maybe soon. Let's see.
And maybe an emu.
So we have to scoot up close so that.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you guys listening? This is a secret, so don't tell Ethan. He has always wanted an emu, and so we're thinking of getting him one for his birthday in May, because he loves dinosaurs and he loves birds, and he's like obsessed with them. Emus are really cool.
Yeah.
But we're trying to make sure we don't regret it and then want to get rid of it, so. But that'd be cool. Last thing is getting a buck. Our neighbors would hate us. It's not really possible, and there are so many people around here that have bucks that we just bring them over to the breeder and we call it good. We're definitely going to do more sheep, more lambs, stuff like that.
In the spring is when you can buy one, and then you just raise it until winter.
How many eggs do we get a week? I don't even know.
Probably 3 dozen or something.
Yeah. The hardest thing about raising goats, actually just owning them and raising them isn't a big deal. It's when you milk them that becomes like the daily chore, because you not only have to breed them, take care of the babies after the delivery, and then start milking the mom. But I would say the hardest part overall is probably the delivery and taking care of newborn baby goats. Just got to make sure they're healthy and stuff. A little bit stressful.
Yeah.
Where do we get our goats? Just local people around here. I'll list a couple down in the description below of people that I've bought from that I really love. We will always milk by hand. We won't use a milking machine. It'll take more work for us to clean out a milking machine.
Oh yeah. And we have 2 milking machines that are free with no electricity. Ethan and Lydia.
How much milk will a goat produce a day? It depends on the goat, and it depends on the time of year. At the beginning, right after they've had their babies, they have a ton of milk. Towards the end, it gets lower and lower until they're like producing a cup a day. Our goats, on average, those little goats will produce about a half gallon a day, and the big goats can produce a gallon a day. So all together, when we milk big old Luna and little Doris, we get about a half gallon, because Luna's at the end and Doris is at the beginning. And so it's roughly, we've always noticed if we've kept like 2 goats in milk, milk. We've always covered our milking needs, and if we have extra, we just feed it back to the chickens. Are goats really as bad as everyone makes them out to be? No, they're not. That's like a myth about goats, that goats are like these horrible animals.
They'll chew through metal, your tin cans and stuff.
They do nibble on stuff, but
they can't.
And they can escape. They're really curious, but for the most part, if you have good fencing, like they're just like having a dog in the backyard. Not really that big a deal.